প্ৰতিদিন মিডিয়া নেটৱৰ্কৰ প্ৰথম দিনৰ অন্তিমখন সত্ৰত ভাগ ল'লে দেশৰ বৈদেশিক পৰিক্ৰমা মন্ত্ৰী এছ জয়শংকৰে। স্বাধীন প্ৰতিদিন গোষ্ঠীৰ সঞ্চালক ঋষি বৰুৱাই আগবঢ়া অনুষ্ঠানত বৈদেশিক পৰিক্ৰমাৰ লগত সম্পৰ্কীয় বিভিন্ন প্ৰশ্নৰ উত্তৰ দিলে এছ জয়শংকৰে। প্ৰধানমন্ত্ৰী নৰেন্দ্ৰ মোদীৰ নেতৃত্বত বিশ্বত ভাৰতৰ কেনেধৰণৰ অগ্ৰগতি হৈছে সেই সন্দৰ্ভত তথ্যসহ যুক্তি আগবঢ়ালে এছ জয়শংকৰে। ৰাছিয়া ইউক্ৰেইন যুদ্ধ, ইজৰাইল পেলেষ্টাইনৰ সংঘাতক লৈও তাৎপৰ্যপূৰ্ণ মন্তব্য কেন্দ্ৰীয় বৈদেশিক পৰিক্ৰমা মন্ত্ৰীগৰাকীৰ। ৰাষ্ট্ৰসংঘৰ নিৰাপত্তা পৰিষদত স্থান লাভ কৰাটো ভাৰতৰ পক্ষে এতিয়াও সহজসাধ্য হৈ উঠা নাই বুলি স্পষ্ট কৰিলে কেন্দ্ৰীয় মন্ত্ৰীগৰাকীয়ে। কিন্তু এই ক্ষেত্ৰত পুণ্যদ্যমে কাম কৰি আছে কেন্দ্ৰীয় চৰকাৰে। ভাৰত বাংলা সীমান্ত, চীন ভাৰতৰ সীমা সংঘাতক লৈও মন্তব্য এছ জয়শংকৰৰ। চীন সীমান্তত ভাৰতৰ আন্তঃগাঁথনিৰ উন্নতি সাধন হৈছে বুলি মন্তব্য এছ জয়শংকৰৰ।
If you take a nation like India, after we became independent, we have been slowly moving up. Maybe last 10 years, I would say, we moved up very much faster. Economy has picked up. Today, it's not, economy is one measure. People would say technology to some degree, military capability, cultural influence. Also, to some, I would say, things like leadership, human resource. So, yes, you have today in many areas a certain rivalry between US and China. But it's not, the world is not just US and China. The world has 193 members of the UN, and I would say very many countries today would consider themselves to be big enough and influential enough at least to determine their own particular area. So your question, where does India stand? I mean, you can say in a literal way, economically, we stand number 5. We were number 10 10 years ago. I think by all assessments, I mean, it's not just my assertion, by all assessments, in the next few years, we will move up from number 5 to number 3 in terms of the size of the economy. But if you look in terms of where we are making an impact, where we can grow very much more is technology, because that will become a big factor in how to judge power, how to wield influence. In many ways, I would say people, because we are heading for a global workplace. In many cases, populations are shrinking. The world needs people. The world needs the right kind of people, people who have talent, people who have trained. And I think, if we do that at home in a big way, that is why in the third term, what the Modi government has focused on is how do you manufacture more, because from that technology will come, but how do you train people more? You would have seen just 2 days ago, I think Prime Minister inaugurated this internship program.
Right.
And how do we get the right kind of people with the right kind of skills right from schooling onwards? This would be a very big issue. Short answer is no. Longer answer is, see, when you go abroad, I've just, I was in Sri Lanka yesterday, I was in America the week before, in Europe the week before that, or 2 weeks before that. See, finally, for the world doesn't follow all the details, kisko kitna seat mila. This is something which is our domestic conversation. For them, they look, okay, who's in charge? Whose government is it? For them, it's a NDA government, it has Prime Minister Modi. And I would say one thing, look, in democratic politics, to get 3 terms back to back, I mean, look around the world. When was the last time, anywhere in the world, in the democratic world, when was the last time in the democratic world any, president or prime minister was elected back to back 3 times? I think probably Angela Merkel is the only person I can think of in this century. Maybe in the last century, Margaret Thatcher, and of course in our own country, 60 years ago, Nehru. But after 1962, after 1962 till 2024, there are people who struggle to finish that term, leave alone get 2 terms. Third term wasn't even in anybody's mind. So, look, it's a big achievement. And there is a issue in Gaza, there's a different issue in Lebanon. There are tensions between Israel and Iran. There are, Houthis who are part of a regional issue who are firing missiles at different people. So it's very complicated, but I would say eventually, because people have tried to mediate in the past. America has mediated, Norway has mediated. There have been various Arab peace plans as well. So, to me at least, this situation doesn't look like a mediation situation. Right now, it looks like how do you limit the conflict and how do you, find a way by which the humanitarian